I was startled awake by the saint of an alternative life that never was, by a lover starved and neglected before touching flesh or seeing sun across the chin of Spain, in a pink bedroom, deserted with young lust, second story, beside a single bulb brushed with red paisley cloth, blushing for eternity.
Like my then perky, plumper cheeks in that old school stairwell, I'd stayed alone, independent, a long while. But that time we crashed at 2 a.m. accidentally, colliding.
Like salty warm waves upon the tile.
Covadonga traveled far for Universidad.
Her madre muses over Classico instant coffee.
Bored pale by the coastal town.
That glows vibrant and romantic in my traveling eyes. The mosaic labyrinth that I find exciting, apparently.
Tire when you learn every route.
And at dead ends, Covadonga in a plaid skirt and mauve lipstick kept re-meeting her rosy, irresistible ghosts like
Handsome Santiago.
his still photography still framed on her forever adolescent bookshelf, next to a vase of glass
Complimentary apples.
and native jasmine, carnations.
Care for anything else? We all recall
these brief instances at 2 a.m. before the dawn hands us places to see and be, backpacks beside strange beds, but ceilings of stars to count in Spanglish or human, pulled back to sleep.
Returning home.
Returning home.
Fading to black.
Fading to black. Recordando lucid dreams cast by the sea.
I snoozed through 8 alarms and entered the afternoon confused, unaware, hungover, mentally and physically. Empty stomach, messy, nesty hair. Missed the boat, late to the show, bleeding from who knows where. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing uncommon there. I want to blame myself, but can I? For being human? For slacking in my maintenance of this body that I feed, walk, and talk to. All consistently. More or less than I should. Perhaps this is why the gods only gave me 61 inches and 100 pounds to watch over. Perhaps I'll find or make more to take better care of. Someday, I could. Perhaps we should grow to love our masses through their slips, spills, mistakes, wounds, weights, and losses for simply existing as specks on Earth. 1,000 trillion tons in frickin' infinite space. Only 1,000 trillion tons to take the best care of. Now. We can, we must, we will. We know how. Once, in Berlin, months or lives ago, I met a stranger whose red paisley bandana at the white tie affair hissed familiarity from afar. In our corner by candlelight, I observed the birds attempting to flee his second-hand button-down shirt, and reminded of zoos. Naturally, drunkenly, proposed we go see. Sure enough, early as a robin, he appeared at my Kreuzberg flat next dawn. We prolonged our lucid song with
pocketable bottles of corner store champagne,
tall hot coffees,
and a dented pack of Marlboros to split.
That rare sunny Sunday, everything sparkled in your pierced ears
and swam
in my always watery eyes.
In your strangely watery eyes. We sipped and smoked our way past the cages.
I slipped on my shades.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh.
God! What a life I've lived so far. What a route I've journeyed. Firecracker I used to be. Explosive amber over dry lawns, singeing vegetation with manic chemistry. Restlessness in a creative spirit is poison.
So is creativity, and a restless one.
And the danger that I pose to myself and society, I publicly acknowledge. Privately, I frickin' miss it. I wish I could justify carelessness with youth, narcissism with self-discovery, volatility, adventure, recklessness, you. When I don't miss these sentiments, I let them swallow me, still and whole.
Once in the Berlin Reptile House, months or lives ago, we kissed against the glass.
I swore I'd...
You swore you would. Stay in touch?
But I've never texted back. I leave strangers and lovers on red, awake at 2 a.m., keep plastic between us, film over eyes, hunger for skin, speak with slick, split-forked tongue, nocturnal. Only before grand climax, I switch off my screen. Delusional, believing players and audiences alike take blessing from my guessing game. Is this a surprise? I ignored the no smoking sign and felt serene, surrounded by snakes.
You travel alone?
As a woman?
How brave.
The truth is, I've experienced far more plaguing, paralyzing trauma in the shadows between flickering pools on my college campus streets, in those magnificent mansions, inside, gross and barren, sloshy with only beer, just like the guys that live there. The wealthy boys, who cause abuse in the same chambers their fathers did.
The horror is, we've experienced far more plaguing, paralyzing fear in our synagogues, festivals, elementary schools, while making memories, movies, music in the scariest country in the world. In many places, the men stare.
In Jaipur, they holler. Dublin, whistle. But over there...
But here...
In the United States of America...
In the United States of America...
They attack. Explorers I meet across continents say...
The States? No, I haven't been.
Parents draw the line there.
It's a bad place to be.
Because the boys and the men, the people pent with poison with no outlet or awareness, can take up metal and flex muscled arm. Their Angry minds and twisted beliefs can plague the scariest country in the world with paralyzing trauma and fear. What to do? Where to go?
Where to go from here?
Be practical, Nora.
I hate America.
Spit a hostile concierge years ago. A boy with 18 rounds of wisdom, home base afar, fresh face, and kind, giving heart. I can tell, because I'm sensitive and immediately defensive to anything else. Because Trump, I guessed, and planned to promise mutual contempt.
Because capitalism.
He replied.
Money, narcissism, greed.
Awkward, unprepared for the exchange, I paused. I don't think about that enough, I admitted, and then thought, why not? When and where had I become obsessed with this elusive success I'll never achieve? With my stupid, stubborn passion for words, hopefully crafted into a career. Only myself to please. Why had I decided this route so offensive to my parents? And theirs. And theirs.
And theirs. And theirs. And theirs.
From Jamaica.
Germany and Malaga.
Who worked so freaking hard to provide simple care in their towns and cities, factories and farms. All with this. My lifetime as the destination. Will I make way less?
Of course.
Of course. Will I offer anything more?
Will I offer anything more?
Will I offer anything more?
My childhood house on the hill, that pink bedroom on the second story, is the richest, most magnificent place I'll ever call home. When I have a daughter, I'll have to stress stinginess. No, you cannot travel abroad alone. Or study the arts. Pursue STEM.
Marry a wealthier man.
Be practical, Nora. That guilt and embarrassment swallows me whole. So, should I give up my greedy green fever dream and plot my narrative here?
On the coast? Teach? Raising kids around plants and peats?
They'd probably hate it.
They will hate it.
And bored sick.
Relocate across the sea.
To foreign lands.
To New York City.
To write
indulgent, self-obsessed poetry. I still visit the places we once called ours, sit at the tables we used to claim, convince myself it's exposure therapy, as if your presence now would cause any less pain.
I lean upon balconies at rainy dusks.
With tea and a quilt?
Are you doing the same? Watching the moon slowly pursue the sun, nature's dark chase, cold, eternal game. You'll never catch the sun, moon. Play on. All these orbits, patterns, and arcs. Destructive love is not newborn. Stars have crossed for centuries, love. Millennia ago, I know mine met yours. Crashing like comets. Burning like lava.
Two disaster artists, addicted to disarray, desperate for action, craving inspiration, existing with craters where hearts were supposed to be.
Bet in the 20s we partied up Paris. Anis Valles, those crazy years.
Cigars and feathers, drops of pearl, oil paintings and gold frames under glass chandeliers.
And lives before that. Do you think we made it in another creation? Salt lingers on my tongue.
Uncertainty is strange. God, I freaking miss it. Sometimes I get carried away, but then I inhale. Not smoke, pure air in this clean new place and glowing skin I call home. I run farther, stretch longer than we could together.
Now write myself sweet, embarrassing prose.
I wish my plants good night when difficulty feels like danger. My leafy patron saints, Raphael and Francis, blessing healing and the sea.
And medication harbors the reckless volatility I associate with you and crave. So the poison only beats
in semi-polluted waves.
Are you aware it still hurts?
Were you ever of anything at all?
Do you think we made it in another narrative? I curse myself for wondering.
Beg the cinematic dreams to dull.
Maybe as we age, these heavy questions will plummet in one bottle to the ocean ground. From a foreign pitch black balcony. Did we screw up this time around?
How quaint it is.
To play not participant, but spectator in a bustling social plaza where shrieks temper to laughter carried away by pigeons' performer's shoe. But we watchers beckon with baked bread, mistaken for lonely, tired, instead of unbothered, sinking in existential thinking, but rather floating, quite content.
How kind it is
to sense kin among observers, compelled to, when I stand, wish these fellows farewell, our first and only words as my stroll rolls around the bend.
How cogent.
To avoid rustling the present magic by documenting the moment later, nestled in the back corner of a bustling social cafe with a cappuccino, as I'm doing right now. How quiet, cogent, quaint, and kind in my personal private plaza, in the company of coffee and humans that I can talk to, but don't have to, at least not very loud.
New York City subways are thin tin microwaves, and whenever a new artist clad in paisley slips into toast, I want to slurp their buttery misery, crunch their angst between my teeth. The breeze is warm, air cool in Chelsea this afternoon, Monday, 2 weeks from the 1st of fall, October 8th, Columbus Day. Please. Gazing from the High Line, it's high time, the hisses pester me to secure real action, plans, but What's reality when moments feel like dreams? What glass must I fill when none look empty? By brick and blue, my eyes tickle pink, blood beating for the kids with sketch pads and high school teens with diaries.
New York is unnecessarily capitalist. Sneers at the hopeful, praise on the weak.
But I've lived here 8 years now.
I'm excited to play my part.
I miss it when I leave.
I'm proud I hiked my last year of life. I will return to old spots in a whole new place. How universal. Crashing, discovering, deciding loss isn't surrender, but release of self-set restraint. The wind sweeps away anxieties, attachments, pack up, leave town. All moves along and under and through. Culture is, I wrote this down.
Diners at sunrise. Letters to drifting loved ones.
Drifting loved one.
Scribbled on crumpled napkins.
Letters to drifting loved ones, scribbled on crumpled napkins.
Discarded at corner stores.
Free museums. Public libraries.
Your favorite sweater and loafers as a set.
More than gently worn.
A story
adored
by a planet.
All 1,000 trillion tons. Or perhaps just a few 100 pounds. Enough, considering the pages blurred with tears or coffee stains, some torn or traded or simply long gone.
Drives too far.
Calls back home.
Places are
teachers.
Teachers.
Places are teachers.
Berlin taught me independence, individuality, how to retaliate, and explore.
Malaga, Athens, and Edinburgh specialized in humility.
Humility.
Family.
Family.
Tranquility.
Tranquility.
Spirituality, compassion, and empathy I was taught in Jaipur.
New York City boasts courses in art,
drive, ambition.
So many still to take. And passion is making love to a stranger you meet within, who at first bristles as distant, building the bursting thrill. How nice it is to ebb and flow, ripple and relax, to finally like that person. Care is infinite, can't be split or spilled. What a treasure, the horizon. It's a sight to behold. I'm grateful I decided to tighten my balcony grip, let land, earth, and ocean swallow me whole. Here, I write to me. Do what you love. Grant everyone patience and space to speak. Let life happen. Cultivate relationships. Homage past terrors, present uncertainty. Here, world, I am, and stand with open hands. No compulsion to chase or collide. At least, not for now.
Two milliliter vials, soap and shampoo combined. Jumpers, scarves, socks, all wool. Pasta and rolling papers. Boxes bent, but half full. Maps, brochures, a spare museum pass from a lucky streak. Or an already started cafe punch card, only one away from a free small black coffee. Weight shed among airport bathroom trash.
Or exchanged in hostile lobbies after returning.
The key? Card.
Fob.
Thingy. Between explorers awaiting yet another daybreak shuttle. Jet-lagged perpetually.
Pack of instant oatmeal?
For 2 leftover eggs? Can't take them on planes, but still plenty energy to offer prior expiration.
An omelet. Whole meal, baby.
Thank you. Lost and traded. For detaching yourselves in the pursuit of one aim. Keeping us fed, clothed, and cared for in this infinite plot. Grand, gritty kingdom of saints. I'm sorry. Bittersweet and nostalgic towards the accidentally misplaced names and WhatsApp contacts. Perhaps, or apparently, not rooted in fate. My favorite Tevas forgotten on a plane. Hopefully now strapped to other loving feet, trekking onward, charting new paths aware around Delhi. Also abandoned without apology. Trauma, fear, negativity, absorption, heartbreak, expectation. All stamped into Dublin streets or thrown overboard a ferry off Athens. Vomited, figuratively, into a journal, then tiled water closet, literally. Seasick with the motion but grateful for the journey. At first, the harder my feet pound, the lighter my head lifts. The worse my back hurts, the less my heart aches. Through the maze I could skip. But then my hair rustles with new whispers as lost recedes and founds released, and I lust again for packs bursting with excitement to free. My numerology, destiny number, is 8, since you asked. I'm a Gemini sun, Capricorn moon, and while I can't articulate what that means, I guess I seek balance and fulfillment. Strolling secondhand stores for secondhand stories, collected like alternative records or late-night foreign film scenes. And I know we connect signs and spirits significantly to determine where we're supposed to see and be. Maestro, play to me Cigarettes on Fire, a scent stirred with that of smoked street treats, the gloss across fresh boarding passes, fresh fruit to slurp, immersed in pure jasmine breeze. Play to me the challenges and the triumphs, the highs and lows, bright nights, dim days, the moments I'll recall.
I'll freaking miss.
In 8 years or for eternity. The seasons, arcs, and encores introducing this outro finale. But Maestro, play to me also the rests, pauses, and stillness in between.
Silence observed in private plazas.
Balconies during drizzle, not outpour.
Walks along water while what spills from those skies as traveling eyes explores.
The salt and sand, or cement, making their way to grander pools, old and new, with science and faith through cycles and miracles, the lone note piercing the quiet with pride before fireworks and crescendos cue, stimulating and impassioned as embrace long overdue.
Excuse me, maestro, my dude. Will all this not sound cacophonous as screws?
Or worse, predictable? The repetition and rhyme scheme?
That we have to release.
Do you treasure rhythm you can relate to?
Lyrics you remember, but thought you forgot.
I guess.
Then breathe, listen, repeat. Before left, you mistake for lost. Now, maestro,
carry on.
Play it all at once to me.
Play it all at once to me. My thrilling ballad.
Our familiar lullaby.
This magic,
cosmic,
creative dream.
Dream.
And perhaps we'll laugh, cry, scream, but feel deeply balanced. Then, coasting to the surface on one big ship, sailing at last into peaceful sleep. Farewell, friends and strangers, till we meet again.